And now, weighing in out of the blue corner, John the Punk Thompson.
100% agree.
And on the other mic, he weighs in from the red corner, Big John McCarthy.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, we are live. It's time to go again with the Weighing In podcast. My man is looking salty as fuck.
In the
right
beard.
there with his shirt on, ready to go. He's flexing. It's embarrassing as far as that, but it's okay. We got so much to talk about. He's going to get his pump on as it goes on in the show. Let's go, baby. How you feeling?
I'm feeling great, man. I'm feeling great. Look at there's Podcast Dave, man. I want to mention a little love to this guy, man. He's he's kind of full swing. I'm loving these.
He's having to put up with us again. I feel sorry for him.
You know, how do we drag him along?
Just life these days.
Everyone's got to have their crosses to bear, Dave.
Oh man, I was just in Austin. Didn't get a chance to see Dave. I was supposed to stay with him on Friday night, but then my son had a test at school, which happened to be the last class was his test, and I was like, son of a gun. I was gonna pull him out of school at noon because we were gonna drive to Austin early before traffic hit. It was already a 5-hour drive because I didn't realize going to Lakeway is like the far. It's like on the way side. That's where I was going to live. I was going to live literally like right around the corner from where his tournament was. Anyways, hey, there's a lot to talk about. So I don't know if we should waste too much time, but I want to make sure you guys all remember that this live show is brought to you by BetUS. I want to thank you guys so much for continuing to support us. BetUS is amazing for their betting odds, so check them out at YouTube 150. YouTube 150 is the promo code. Also, obviously, you guys all know I like to stay hydrated with LMNT. So does Big John because he works on.
Oh, baby!
There he goes. There he goes. I got the other flavor today. What you got there? Watermelon?
I got watermelon.
I think we switched finally. I've got the cherry lime.
You got the black cherry lime.
I drank 3 cases of watermelon. I was kind of getting a little burnt out.
Okay.
I had to make the change.
I like the watermelon. I like the black cherry lime too.
Yeah, I do. I heard there's a chili lime or chili mango. I haven't had that yet.
Mango.
I gotta get it.
Spicy mango.
Is it in the packet or does it come in this?
No, it's in the packet. They don't have it in the
packet.
can.
Okay.
Yeah.
You said it's a little too much sometimes.
Yeah, it's a little weird because it's not. It'd be great if it was like in a Bloody Mary. I would love it.
Yeah, a little spicy for you, huh? I mean, we've seen you do that chip challenge with me where you didn't handle it very well. I had to hold it all down.
Yeah. Oh, you held it down.
I did
Until it all came out.
Until it all came out. Came out of both ends, to be honest. Later in the night.
That's how Johnny Cash wrote that song.
Oh, it was fire.
Burning Ring of Fire.
Is that what it was about?
No.
Oh, okay. I was like, holy shit. Burning Ring of Fire. Okay. John Fitch, I think, used to walk out to that song. Burning Ring of Fire.
That's a good one.
Yeah. And then also we've continued our partnership with OnlyFans. Make sure you guys subscribe to us over there and join us for extra content. We will be doing a live right after this. We're gonna head right over there. We've got about 1,000 subscribers over there. We'll be doing live show on OnlyFans. There's a ton of other fighters for you guys to follow as well. So DJ's on there, Demetrius Johnson. He does great work on there. I know Stipe's on there. There's a ton of other fighters on there. Chris Cyborg, AJ McKee, Luke Rockhold. Anyways, the list goes on and on and on. Join us over there. We have helped create a sports platform for them. And we were the first podcast they ever worked with and sponsored with and partnered with. It's amazing. We're having a great time over there. So join us for our live right after this. I'll do 30, 40 minutes live for the people that are over there joining us. So it's not too late to sign up over there and join us for free. All right, John and Dave. Dave, give us the schedule, buddy. Let's talk.
Yeah, first thing on the schedule is upcoming UFC card on Saturday night from China.
It's not China. It's Macau. It's not China.
That is China.
That's not China.
That is China.
Macau.
It literally says China right
there.
I know it does. It's
China.
I know.
And then we're going to talk about these announced fights. Eddie Alvarez, Jeremy Stevens. We'll get into that a little bit. And then
Bare knuckle fighting championships.
Tommy Fury and Darren Till.
Misfits boxing.
We'll look at some video with Ian Garry and Rachmanov. We'll talk about Dom Cruz's potential last fight. Have some fun with that. And then we'll look at something fun at the end.
Nate Diaz playing golf. It's going to be amazing. We're going to have some fun with this. But, look, before I know I'm going to fuck up Dave's schedule right now.
Do it.
Now, right from the jump, because this is what Josh Thompson does. I wanted to get you guys, because look, I got murdered somewhat in the comments over this whole like, hey, I'm a John Jones hater, da 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 da. But I also wanted to go back into this.
John Jones hater.
I know I got murdered in the comments for that. But I wanted everyone to know that
you were trying to say he was old and slow.
he didn't look great, John. Let's be real.
He did look great. He beat
No,
the fuck out of a guy that
Okay.
was a hell of a fighter at one time. Yeah,
but
he may have slowed down a little bit, but he was still in there swinging, and he beat the fucking brakes off of him.
All right. Well, he lost a round. He lost the round though. John Jones did the second round. So let's go by the judges' scorecards. Okay. Let's talk about that.
Oh,
So, anyways, but did you think that I wanted to talk about this? Do you think the first round was a 10-8 round?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Absolutely.
All right.
I want you to think about it.
I thought there was a ton of damage. I did. I agree.
Okay.
I remember I talked about his
And that's
ground
what-
pound was the best in the biz.
His ground and pound, the elbows that he hit him with, the amount of sustained damage, because it wasn't like, oh, it was just one little clip. It was a sustained where he kept on coming back and he hurt him, and that is what you're looking for. And as long as it's got the damage, that's the most important thing. And then there's a duration of damage. That is a 10-8 round.
Yeah, I thought that the damage was good. I mean, I thought he did some real heavy work there. There was moments there where I could have said had he landed like one or two more without Stipe really blocking or moving positions, that they could have been stopped. I really thought that. Yeah, I'm going to go back into, I guess, when we're talking about the fight itself. I thought, because I got a lot of people. Look, this is the one thing. When I'm reading the comments, I want you guys, before you start saying shit to me in the comments, guys, I want you guys to read the rest of the comments and then write your comment on somebody else's who agrees with me then. So you two knuckleheads can actually start fighting over it, because if I got to jump in there, I'm going to start smacking fools, because this dude, these guys are like saying that I was like sticking up for Chandler's performance. I was not sticking up for Chandler's performance.
Yes, you were.
No.
Oh,
wait,
yes, you were.
I was not calling him Tony Ferguson. That's what I was doing. I wasn't ready to die on that hill to call him Tony Ferguson level.
No, first off, I wasn't calling him Tony
you were.
Ferguson. No,
exactly
I
what
was
you
not.
did,
Now you're
John.
lying again.
No.
Okay, just
I read the comments.
What are
Everyone
you? Are
said
you lying
you
to tell
called
the
him
truth?
Tony
Is that what it
Ferguson.
is, or is it your
No,
truth?
the comments said you called him Tony
lying?
Ferguson.
No,
John,
I did
you called
not.
him
I
Tony Ferguson.
compared his career is now in the Tony Ferguson phase
That's still
of
wrong.
he cannot compete with the upper level people in that division. He's gonna have to, if he wants to continue to fight, he's got to be dropping down into lesser opponents, because he's not going to beat any of the upper opponents. That's what I'm saying. That's
That's
where
not what you said,
he's
though.
in this. That is exactly what I said.
How he said. Okay,
Because you don't hear it that way.
Storms 4063. I literally never agree with Josh. Sticking up for Chandler's performance is straight up wrong. He looked terrible and then calls out the one guy who refuses to fight him. He's not only bad at fighting, now he's a bad promoter. I could hear the chalk on the board while everyone's listening to his post-fight plea. Look, I agree with all that stuff. I think the post-fight plea was ridiculous. Calling for a BMFL title or to fight Max and to fight Connor and all this other stuff. But that's the shtick, though. That's the shtick of always trying to sell. That's the
all
Conor
it is.
McGregor shtick. That's the Colby Covington
Exactly what it is.
Chael Sonnen shtick. Like, that's their shtick.
You can't give it up just because you
the
lost.
shtick is good once or twice, but time go away or come back with a better plan. Dude has lost most of his UFC career. Josh just gets worse and worse. Jesus, Josh doesn't even know who was the referee for the fight. Josh making it sound like Chandler was overweight. No, that's not what I said. He was overweight. I said he had put on weight, and having to make the weight back down is ridiculous. And we saw that performance with Max, though, too, right? I thought
Stop. Max was having a good performance until he got hit by a guy that hits like a truck and was able to get rid of him. It's not like Max was not fighting well.
No, I didn't say that.
Okay.
I didn't say that. But
You
my
could be
point,
wrong again, and then they're going to get you in the comments.
It doesn't matter what the comments. Okay, I want them to fight with each other because that's what they should be doing. Like, I just think it's hilarious when guys, they come at me and I'm like, read the comments on how many people agree with me. Go attack them. Like, don't go come attack me. Anyways, I'm having fun with this. This is fun. I always want to get one comment out of there that I thought was hilarious directly toward me. And I want to make sure that we set the record straight. You're wrong. I was right. And that's why I'm here. That's it.
Wow. Wow.
Podcast Dave looked like he wanted to say something.
He does want to say, go ahead, Dave.
I'm
I'm giving you the forum.
I'm mad that you let like 4 people influence your whole life like that. It's just
No. It's not 4 people. It's like probably less than
7.
4. No, it's probably less
3.
than 4. It's probably less than 4. I just really enjoy going through the comments. It's fun for me. When I'm sitting on the shitter, this is what I'm doing. Okay. And so I'm going through the comments. Just know whatever Stormy Daniels 240-40-63, whatever your name was. Okay, that you're the one that I was sitting on the shitter looking at. Like I was reading yours. Anyways, all right, let's go ahead and go. Let's talk about the main event. John's over here laughing. He's dying inside. Look at he just can't hold it in. Podcast Dave's like, what the freak, man? Peter Yan versus Davison Figueiredo. John, talk to me, Goose.
Dude, that's a great fight. I really like this fight. I think it's a great main event. There's not a whole lot on this card that people are going to recognize as far as some of the fighters. A lot of them come from China and areas out there in the East. You look and you go, Peter Yan, he's not been that active. And Davison Figueiredo has been very active. It's one of the things I really like about Davison Figueiredo right now is he has been incredibly active. As soon as he moved up to bantamweight, he has been putting on fights. He wasn't doing it when he was a flyweight, and that might have been because of the weight cut. Now the weight cut isn't killing him the same way, but he has been absolutely active. He took on the first one was Rob Font, and that was a great performance he had against Font. He took on Cody Garbrandt, great performance against Cody. Got rid of him, hurt him, and then put him in a rear naked choke. And then Marlon Vera, the next one. He's just been one after the other. That's all, within a, little over a year period. But I love the fact that he's been that busy and he's been improving. His time with Henry Cejudo really made a difference in the way he approaches, just the whole game. And he's utilizing, things in a much better fashion. He's being smart. He's not being that guy that's trying to overrun people, but he's doing a good job as far as, how he's been going. Peter Yan was on a long losing streak. He had the fight against Yadong Song. He won that. It was close. Some people would look and say some people were saying Song won. I'm not, neither here nor there. Either guy could have won the fight, but this is an important fight for Peter Yan. Peter Yan's got to stop the freight train. He's got to stop that momentum of Davison Figueiredo, and he's got to show people that he still is one of those guys in the bantamweight division.
Yeah, I would agree with you 100%, man. I think that the time away for Peter Yan could be good. It could be bad. What did he fight, like last March? It's been last March. I think he had a fight.
It was at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, it was March.
Yeah, March.
Okay.
Yeah,
But it was this year.
Yeah, it was at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, it was last March. It was this year. That's why it's called last March, Dave.
It very much implies that you're talking about last year.
No. Last March, not last year. I would have said last year in March. Never mind. Let's not get. Look, I'm on fire tonight, guys.
Well, I'll tell you, man.
Comment down below.
Put a torch on him.
I'm down to argue with you guys tonight in the comment section. Let's go. I think that Davison Figueiredo. This is what happens when you're not concerned about having to make weight 3 or 4 times a year. You can't do it. That's why he's able to be as active as he is, because it's a little bit easier to make the weight. He's fighting in his normal weight class. Sure, he's still got to cut weight, but he does not getting down to what he had to.
That 10 pounds difference is huge.
John, the last 2 to 3 pounds is the worst. Can't imagine doing 10 and then now being able to fight up and have success at 135. It's making a world of difference. I think he's slightly undersized.
Yeah,
for 135.
I agree, compared to some.
But Peter Yan's not a big guy, so the fact that they'll probably be about the same size. If you're going to compare him to somebody like a Corey Sandhagen or Aljamain Sterling, absolutely. But Aljamain's not there anymore. He's up at 45. True. He's never coming back down. That's kind of where you're at. But I like where he's at right now. The fact that he is having success, he looks phenomenal. He can fight more often because he's not having to kill himself to get down in weight. He's giving his body some time to heal and recover afterwards. Staying ready to go, always ready to go, because you're not worried like, I can't take a fight on short notice because I got to get my weight down. You're not worried about that now. It's like, look, I can still take that fight. All I need is 3 or 4 weeks. I can still take it. If it's 2 weeks, it could probably maybe push it. I'm not sure where he's at in terms of his walk around in comparison to 135. But I think that the fact that it makes it more accessible for him to fight as many times as he wants without having to crush his body. And we've seen the success. And I'm so happy for him because he's a fun fighter to watch. So anytime I tune in, you're going to action-packed, 100 miles an hour type fight. That's what you're going to get. Peter Yan is the guy that slows other fighters down. So this is going to be a fun contrast of styles. Peter's going to walk you down and make you try to fight his fight, box your ears off and stuff your takedowns. Can Davison Figueiredo get a takedown? Can he manage to keep this fight on the ground if he does get the takedown? There's a lot of questions to be answered, but this is a fantastic fight. When the matchmakers put this together, I was like, shit, I didn't even think about it because Peter Yan hasn't been as active as he was, the previous years.
Yeah. I really, this is when you're looking for a main event fight, you're always looking for that one that you've got guys that former champions, things like that, and that are, looking to get back at that title. Both of these guys are in that position, both looking to want to get one more shot at the title. Whoever is the guy that moves forward, he's, on track, while the other one's going to take a fall back that they might not ever recover from in getting to there. So they got a lot on the line, and it's going to be a great fight.
Yeah. Next fight, Xiangnan Yan.
Yan.
Yeah, versus Tabitha Ricci.
It's actually a really good fight. Tabitha Ricci has been looking really good. Her last fight against Angela Hill, man, that's a different way of looking.
Whatever.
I'm going to say Tabitha Ricci was known as she was a grappler. Her stand-up was okay. She's been working out, a guy named Haas, guy I know out of Ventura, but her boyfriend is a professional boxer. He's damn good, and he's obviously worked on her hands and stuff, because in her fight with Angela Hill, I was super impressed with how she looked in her stand-up game. And it was, obvious that she has worked on it. She has improved. Now, Yan is that person that she's gotten very good. Her last fight was obviously for the championship against Weili Zhang. She didn't get that. She kind of lost it twice. She kind of choked out in the first or second round. I remember at the end of the round, she was out. Yeah. And then she goes and she lost the decision, but she fought that whole thing. So this is a comeback fight for her, while Tabitha Ricci is trying to continue on, getting those wins, because she has 2 wins, and she had a win against Tisha Pennington. I was going to say Tisha Torres. It's Tisha Pennington now. Had that, and then the Angela Hill. So she's looking for her 3rd consecutive win, while Jan's looking to get back on track. But in the strawweight division, this is a really good fight. This is one where both have a chance. I think Yan is actually the stronger fighter overall, and it's going to be tough for Tabitha. But Tabitha, like I said, with her new, found stand up and the way she is cutting angles and letting her hands go, she got a chance here.
Yeah, she's got a chance. I think if I was going to say, I'd say 70-30. She got about a 30% chance.
Yeah, I would say that's about right.
She's going to have to make it a dirty, grimy fight. She's going to have to press her to the fence, grind her against the fence, try and get takedowns, mix it up on the feet, elbows against the fence. She's got to make it that kind of fight.
But she cannot fight it from underneath.
No, not like,
she does.
She can't fight from underneath, and she can't fight at distance.
Yeah.
She's got to be inside the pocket trying to fight her there, or clinching against the fence and on top. She can't afford to be anywhere else. She can't be on bottom trying to dominate the fight, or trying to get submissions from the bottom. She can't be doing that, and she can't be fighting her from outside on the range, because Jan's technically on the feet. She's just a better fighter. She's got more skill. Now, that doesn't mean that Ricci can't clip her, drop her, do any of those things, because she does blitz. She does come forward with big strikes, and she will try to land something big. But Jan's gonna be careful just not getting caught with something big, and she could piece her up on the feet. Jan's wrestling is really good. It's gotten a lot better. And the ability to stuff takedowns, get back up from takedowns is really good. So this makes for a very fun fight, especially in the strawweight division. It's kind of opened up since Rose left, and there's a lot more talking going on there. And then
that's true,
and so there's fights to be had there. And so I think Carla Spar's on the left. I know before she had the baby.
Carla's gone.
She's gone now as well. So there's a lot. There's a gateway to the title. You just got to get there. I think Yan can make it back. This is, though, I got to be honest, John. This is one of the harder things to do in a fighter's career. Coming up short on a title shot and continuing to think that, okay, I can make another one, but can you really? And not just believing it, but then actually doing it. That's hard. That's very difficult. Sometimes people, I got to be honest, after I lost the Benson fight, I kind of checked out. It was one of those, I was supposed to fight Pettis, didn't get it, fought Benson, came up short. And I just kind of checked out. I was like, this is it. I'm 37, whatever. It's you kind of feel that feeling of man, Okay, I have a chance of me getting a run. This position, I like with Jan. I'm not saying she's old. I'm simply just saying that.
What is she? 30?
Back. Jan,
Somewhere in her 30s. I want to say 33 or so. 35.
Oof.
Damn, okay.
But women get better with age, man.
Yeah.
Us old guys, they don't. We don't. We fucking suck. Keenan Song versus Salikov.
Look, I think this is actually a fun fight. Keenan Song, very good on his feet, very good with his stand-up. Obviously, Muslim Salikov he's dynamic. He's got a lot of spinning attacks. He's fun to watch. I think this is going to be just who lands the hard shots. Keenan Song has powers. Salikov, he's got power because of the way he throws things, and they're fast. It's very difficult. It's the setup that you see that allows you to defend. When you don't see the setup, and Salikov is very good at hiding the setup and getting into some of those attacks. So Song's got to be sure that he is looking at the hips, looking at the feet, and the placement to get the tells that Salikov is going to be going into one of those attacks. And when Salikov does square off, because he does square off many times from those attacks, you need to make him pay.
I'm going to get a little off topic on this fight. Look, I think Salikov, obviously, with the spinning attacks, is going to be a great fight. Song, very explosive, very fun fighter to watch. Going to be an exciting fight. I want to get a little bit off topic, though, because I know I saw that the Monsoon.
Oh, Lorenz
Larkin's now a free agent. I got to be honest. There's fights that I would like to see Lorenz Larkin fight in the welterweight division. A guy like an Ian Garry, a guy like a Shavkat, a guy like somebody that on the feet would make for fun. Him and Joaquin Buckley.
That'd be great.
So I'm just saying, like, I would like to see him inserted in there because he still has a little bit of gas in the tank. Him being at 170, he's obviously a better fighter at 170. We've seen his speed is still there. I would like to see the last little bit of tread used up in the UFC.
Yeah,
I'd like to see that, and I think he'd be a good shot in the arm for that welterweight division.
Oh, no doubt. You could put him in there, and he is a problem for a lot of people there. His takedown defense has gotten way better. Still, there's guys with good wrestling. Bilal Muhammad is the kind of guy that's going to give him problems with the takedowns.
Yeah, I mean, him and the Jeff Neal fight would be fun. I mean, look, I know Stephen Thompson's older, but you know what? Him and Stephen Thompson would be fun because he's not shooting a takedown.
No.
Stephen can stand with him, or they can stand with each other. Let's keep him away. And we never got to see the Michael Venom Page, right? And that fight.
No.
Yeah, that would have been
never put them together.
They never put them together. There's fights to be had there. Vicente Luque and him.
I think Page is going up to 185 though.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Smart man for that.
Absolutely.
But the next fight on the card, I think, is fantastic. I really am excited for this next fight. You got Ozdemir versus Carlos Oberg.
I look at this. Well, Ozdemir's got power.
Yeah.
When he connects, and look, he's been around a long time. What's his age, Dave? He's got to be in the upwards of his 30s. And that is he 35? Wow, he's a lot younger because he was in Bellator for a while. Went to the UFC, obviously fought for the title. Oberg he's one of those guys, not super young because he was in a kickboxing career before, but man, his stand-up game is damn good. And I really look at Volkan as that guy that right now he's in that position of if you can stay with him on the feet, he's going to have problems. I think that Oberg can stay with him on the feet. I think this is a fight for Oberg to win.
It is.
I'm moving here.
Like Oberg leaves himself open. He also tends to slow down as the fight goes on.
Yes, that's true.
Ozdemir, I don't know, man. Like his career has gone up. It's dropped quite a bit, and then it's gone back up.
Yeah.
And it's funny. I think it was probably about 2 months ago. I heard DC say, "Hey, man, Ozdemir could really make a run. He's on that. He looks like he's on the trajectory of trying to make another run at the title."
Yeah.
It could potentially happen. He could come up short, but I think this is one of those fights that with a good finish or clipping Oberg, I think that starts making the UFC go, oh, maybe he's back. Maybe and this has happened before. Fighters have kind of started struggling a little bit and then making another run coming back. I mean, it's happened several times to other fighters. This is a good opportunity for Ozdemir to make another run.
Ever since Oberg had that fight with Kennedy and Jaquana, No, how do I say it?
Chikawani?
Njoku? No, not Chidi.
Okay.
Kennedy.
Okay, yeah, yes.
I'm screwing up his last name. I'd have to look at it.
Njoku or
How long ago?
Njoku or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, that was a fight where he got tired. He was doing great, got tired. Kennedy ends up winning. He hasn't lost since that fight.
Kennedy's got a weird body style though to deal with. That's
He's
the
6'5".
Long,
He's
yeah,
big,
6'5",
long, tough.
long,
Yeah,
gangly.
but you know, Ozdemir's tall. But you take a look at, you know, as they're going up, there has been some good wins. His last fight was against Alonzo Minifield, and he just trucked him. You know, and he's got confidence now. He's on 5 or 6 fight win streak at this point. He now understands, hey, I understand a little bit how to get my air and where I rest a little bit in here and then come back. Right now I'm looking. I agree that Volkan Ozdemir has had better opponents overall. He's fought the tougher guys overall. But that's what happens when, you know, you're in those positions of going up, then coming down a little bit, and Carlos is just going up. I look at this as a stepping stone for him. I really think he's going to do well in this fight.
Yeah. I mean, I could see it. I just think if Oldberg starts to get a little tired, I think that if Americans start to take over.
Anybody gets tired, the other guy's going to start to take over. So that's true. But we'll see what happens. But
you got to say something.
Yeah, I'm just looking at John. I don't know if you think you're slick, but I see you moving that camera all over the place.
No, I hit it with my element can. And so that was where I moved it. I apologize.
I don't know if you think you're slick.
Big John.
Screwing it all
move
up.
it back a tiny bit.
Where do you want me to be?
Okay, so turn it you moved it back. I don't know which. I don't know.
Yeah, I did.
Turn it towards the right a little bit. You're right.
Am I right?
Right there. Not the other way a little bit. Right there. Right there. Oh.
Fucking stop it, man.
What are you doing?
No, go back. Right there. No,
okay.
Why are you going? No. Why are you going? You're going too much. Go right like a tad.
This is hilarious.
That's where I got
you guys, this is all the pre-production stuff we do, and then John fucks it up by hitting it with his can.
Literally, like the one time he actually stays in the center, he knocks it with his can. Like he's just fucking with me, man.
Just horrible.
John, is there any other fights on here you want to talk about?
No, you hit the one that I wanted to talk about, the Oldberg versus Ozdemir fight. I think that's an important one. But other than that, there's a lot of people on there that we haven't seen once. You know, this is their time to shine. We'll see what they do.
Yeah, we're looking forward to seeing this card. It should be fun. There should be some action-packed fights, especially lower on the card. There are going to be guys or females that are trying to really make a name for themselves. Now, I do know that this Kong Wang girl, she got power.
Oh, dude, she can smack.
She can. Yeah, she's got power. So,
yep.
I obviously have only seen her one fight in the UFC, and
that was it. Well, it's because that's all she's been in there.
Yeah. So, but I'm looking forward to seeing if she can carry it on, or if she's just a flash in the pan.
Yeah,
we're gonna find out. But
she looked good in her one. She looked like she had some snap. So
I like how John says she got power. She got snap. All right, Dave. What do you got for super chats? What do you got?
All right, let's look at this first one from Wade Sidlak, some weird name. 8391.
It's about me with Kennedy.
Yep. Super chat. I want what John is growing on his farm. And then he puts in quotes, Chandler is on a Ferguson trajectory. Chandler gets dog walked by Gamrot. Come on, Big J. Haha. Other than that, great stuff.
That's what you said. That's what you said. You said Chandler sucks, and he gets.
No, I did say Gamrot's going to beat his ass.
What do you have against Michael Chandler?
Not a damn thing. I love Michael Chandler. I'm not a guy that hates Michael Chandler. I'm just being honest about where he is at in his career. You can take a look.
Him Tony Ferguson.
I did not call him Tony Ferguson. I compared him in the trajectory of his career with where Tony Ferguson ended up at. With all of a sudden, those losses just kept compounding.
Yeah.
How many wins has Tony had since the loss to Justin Gaethje?
Chandler's got a couple wins. Got some wins in there. What else you got for us, Dave?
And this is when, look, at one time, Tony was, you take Khabib out of there, he was the lightweight champion. He was the guy, and he deserved it. He fucking fought his ass off against really good fighters and even some guys that weren't.
Yeah, very true. Hey, what I was saying was about some things from the last show was how I said that John looked older and how I felt like, look, if I fought that way, and I know John deep down inside probably knows he's sure he had a good performance against a 42-year-old man, Stipe. But let's just be honest, the odds have come out. And the odds are very, very rarely wrong. Otherwise, they wouldn't be in business. They understand what I saw is what the odds are seeing. They've got John Jones as even. Some of the other odds, okay, at BetUS, they've got him at even, and Tom Aspinall is favored at -140. There's a reason for that.
Yeah.
John looked old. And I'm not trying to take a dig at him.
That's
he
not,
didn't. That's exactly what it is, John.
That is not what it is.
What is it, John? Tell me. Explain to me.
Explain
to me like I'm 5 years old, because that's what some of our.
I'm going to explain it to you.
Like
Everything when it comes to odds is done off of a mathematical equation. Okay. And if you want to take a look at the mathematics when it comes to fighting and it comes to championship fights, especially, you are going to always look and say that the young man who's a champion, being Tom Aspinall, is always going to beat the old man who was a champion, being John Jones. That's mathematics, because that is played out throughout time, where the younger person has won more often than the older person. Okay. But don't get caught up in the fact that he's the older person, because you're talking about John Jones. Mm-hmm. John Jones is special. You know it. I know it. Everyone out there should know it. The guy is the best that has ever done this. Now, I'm not saying Tom Aspinall can't beat him. He can. And he's going to be probably the biggest challenge for John besides DC, because DC was a big challenge for John. You know, you can go get into all the semantics and the problems they had between each other. John knows that DC was someone that was a problem, and it was really that DC's frame created the biggest problem for DC against John. He didn't have the reach. He didn't have the ability to get into John. And
all you say that when he tested positive for cocaine literally 3 weeks before he fought DC? How can you say that?
Say what?
Biggest problem. Well, if it was going to be the biggest problem, John obviously didn't take it serious.
Oh, no, well, he didn't take a lot of things serious, but that just shows how good he is.
Yeah.
Look, you know.
But that's not the John Jones we have now, John.
How many
I'm not throwing shade on him at all.
How many fighters have you known? How many fighters have you known that have ruined their career with out of cage activities?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
You know, John's tried. Okay. And he's still that good. Mm. You know,
I look at the odds though, and the odds I think probably got it right. I think they saw what they saw what I saw, and what a lot of other people saw was that John Jones is getting older. Also, to the weight, he's walking around 240.
I think the weight's perfect for him, dude.
I don't disagree with the weight. Actually, it just doesn't. He doesn't hold it very well. There's a little flap over the belt, and it's fine. Look, we've seen a lot of world class.
Hold on, here's your problem. You're now doing the whole thing like, oh, take a look at a picture of this guy. Take a look at a picture of this guy. Who's going to win the fight?
Oh, did you forget who my best friends were in the gym?
Dad bod is a bad bod.
About? If anyone knows that heavies can be heavy and still perform, it's Cain Velasquez, Paul Bonatello, Daniel Cormier. I train with the heavies. Okay, those guys, I know they can get after it.
That's a gas tank, mister.
When I'm looking, it's an extra gas tank. It really is. It is. It's like you know how the semis have the gas tank on the side? Yeah, that's exactly what that. I look at the odds, and I think that they saw exactly what I saw the other night. John looked okay. Didn't look great, but I think a lot of why he looked as well as he did was because he fought a 42-year-old, someone who'd been removed from the cage for 3 years or whatever it was. That's my opinion. If you guys don't like it, that's cool. You guys can hit in the comments and you guys can argue with each other. But hey, those odds right there are brought to you by BetUS. And I honestly believe that they got this right at a -140. I can see them evening out a little bit more as you get closer to the fight. But that's about it. I think the younger, bigger fighter.
Let me ask you this. Is this fight going to happen?
No.
You don't think so?
No.
I do.
Okay.
I think this fight, and John's in a position right now that very few fighters ever get to, in the fact that he does have some amount of leverage with the UFC. Okay. He is their heavyweight champion. They do want to put this fight on. I love, as soon as, Dana came out, he was being very smart and says, as soon as I saw what John Jones did with Stipe, that Alex fight, it's out the window. Okay. And what was Dana doing? He was
letting
just
the press. Yeah, he was letting it be known that I'm not entertaining that fight.
exactly. I primed the pump. I want you to know that's not going to happen because I don't want to see it happen. And if I don't want to see it happen, it ain't going to happen. So prime the pump on it. Smart, but it does. You know, look at John's got a choice. He can either fight Tom Aspinall or he can retire. Okay, and John's going to sit there and say, "Yeah, I want to fight him," and as he said, "I want fuck you money." This is a time when a fighter in the UFC, besides Conor, actually has the ability to try to get that fuck you money, and I think it's great.
Yeah, he may be able to try and get it, but I don't think he's going to get it. I guess whatever his number, we got to see what his number is. What is his fuck you number? Is his fuck you number 10 million? Is it 15? If it's that high, I don't think he gets it.
I do, because can the UFC afford it? Hello.
Yes, they can.
Okay, so they can afford it.
But will they make it back?
Yes, hold on, because this is a fight that they can build and they can market it. And it's going to be one of those, Tom Aspinall, he's got the loss to, Curtis Blades, but that was an injury. He didn't lose a fight. He tore his knee up and was out of the fight. Okay. He has 2 other losses. I know one of them is from a 12-6 elbow, just like John Jones. Okay. That was a disqualification he got for throwing that. But you're going to see, John Jones there, with his record and everything that he's done and the amount of championship fights, they're going to build this thing up to just gargantuan proportions as far as how important this fight is for the sport, how important it is for the heavyweight division. They're going to try to, squash everybody else out there, the Francis Ngannous and everything. They're going to try to just say, though they had no chance against either of these guys, but these guys are going to face off against each other. And it's the young blood against the unbeaten. And they're going to say unbeaten. He's unbeaten. He's never lost a fight against the unbeaten heavyweight champion of the world. The guy that was a light heavyweight champion now has come up and not only won the heavyweight championship, beat the guy that was known as the best heavyweight champion in UFC's history. Okay. They got a lot to go with there. They're going to make their money.
Yeah, I'm gonna lean towards Demetrius Johnson. What he said, I kind of believe that. I think Tom Aspinall could probably beat him.
Okay,
I think that John Jones is.
Do you think? Let me ask you this: do you think John Jones thinks Tom Aspinall is going to beat him?
No, I don't think so.
No,
John's. Yeah, I don't think anyone thinks that way, do they?
Exactly. No, John believes that he can beat Tom Aspinall. There's not a doubt in his mind that he can beat Tom Aspinall.
But John, what's your idea of fuck you money? That's the other thing. Like, what's your idea of fuck you money?
Well, I can't tell you what my idea of fuck you money is compared to what John wants to make. All I know is when it comes to MMA and the sport and the amount of pay that goes out, you don't see a whole lot of people making $15 million for a fight in MMA.
Apparently, that's what he made for Stipe.
What's that?
Apparently, that's what he made for Stipe was 15.
Well, then he wants 25.
Man,
add another 10.
Does he need to fight him in the UK to make sure the gate is big, and then also make sure that? Cause I feel like if you put it in the UK,
you
then
have
you're
to
building the.
You have to put it in the. You're gonna put that in the what's it called?
The O2 Arena.
The O2 Arena in London. You got to. You can sell that thing out. It's going to be a huge gate. It just has all the markings for what they want with the heavyweight
dreams again. Huh? Why do you want to crush
to make money? To make money.
Make money.
Oh man.
Even paying out John a huge chunk, they're going to make money on the fight.
No, I'm not
make big money on the fight.
I think it really depends on who else is on the card if they're going to make money on the fight. That I just don't. I don't think it's going to sell. I think it'll sell. I shouldn't take that back. Let me take that back.
Are you nuts?
It's going to sell, but let's just remember, John Jones was never a big ticket seller. He was never a big pay-per-view draw. He's had
this would be the biggest John Jones pay-per-view, which is saying something now because pay-per-views are not an easy thing in today's day and age.
You think it breaks $1 million?
It breaks $1 million. Absolutely breaks $1 million. I would think it'd be somewhere in the 1.2, maybe up to 1.3.
So I was under the notion, my thought process was that at heavyweight, John should have success because he can wrestle. But then when I saw him try to take Stipe down outside of the trip, his takedown looked slow. He didn't get in deep enough. He was kind of like half-assing the shot. I understand all that. Like he's probably thinking, I don't have to worry about taking you down. I'm beating you up on the feet right now. You know, all of those things. But he didn't look like he did like against a DC where he was able to lift, scoop, dump, all those things. Different fighter, different years have passed, all those things. But Volkanovski said something as well. He's like, look, for John to be considered a real double champ, he needs to beat Tom Aspinall. Do you agree with that?
No.
That came from Volkanovski.
No.
Dave's shaking his head. Yes.
No. I agree with John.
Okay.
That's bullshit.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Look, I don't give a shit what, I'm not saying I wouldn't like to see him fight Tom Aspinall. I'm not saying that I don't think that would absolutely just, again, prove how great he is if he was able to get the win. But to sit there and say that his fight against Cyril Gane didn't count, it counted. I'm not saying that I don't think that Cyril Gane is tailor-made for him. I think he is. To sit there and say that his fight against Stipe didn't count, can't do that. Now, if you're going to say who would be the most dangerous opponent for John, yeah, I agree. If you're going to pick anybody out of the heavyweight division, the two most dangerous guys there are out there for him are Tom Aspinall and a guy that he can't fight in Francis Ngannou.
I don't know. I guess there's a lot to be said. I mean, like I look at DJ. DJ thinks that that Tom Aspinall for sure could beat him, and then Volkanovski seems to think that.
Well, time out. You sit there and you say the DJ says that Tom Aspinall for sure can beat him. I say that he can beat him. Everyone's beatable. The question is DJ saying Tom Aspinall will beat him? Oh, it's a different world there.
But in fighting, though, do we always say that? Is anyone ever say that? I don't have.
Yeah, I say it
for sure. Really?
Absolutely.
I mean, we're not talking about Tony Ferguson right now, are we? We're talking fights. We're talking like legit like champ versus number one contender stuff.
Hold on. Do you recall just a little bit back? Did we not say Charles Oliveira is going to beat Michael Chandler?
Yeah, it was a rough go in the fifth, man. I was second guessing my life choice.
What did we not say it though? It was said, right?
Yeah, but I also thought Chandler. I also said in my betting.
But you said Chandler has a chance.
Chandler has a chance.
Sure, but Oliveira is going to win. Even when we were talking about the bet,
John, you just changed the argument. Though.
I'm sitting there with the bet saying, "Look, I hate to give that much, it's funny." So I mean, you can look and say, but Charles Oliveira is going to win the fight, in my opinion.
Well, look, we've beaten this shit enough. We've beaten this up enough. Get like a dead horse. Okay. What else you got there for us, Dave?
All right, let's hop into this next fight here. So we got the announcement of Eddie Alvarez and Jeremy Stevens. So
BKFC
want to get your reaction to this booking?
Fantastic match. I love that one.
January 25th in Philadelphia.
Does it say what they're fighting at? What weight?
Oh, it'll be 155.
It'll be what?
155.
There is no way Eddie Alvarez is making 55.
Yeah, there is.
He just fought Mike Perry at 185.
No.
Yes.
That was 170.
No, it was not 170. You're out of your
I don't know what it is. Jeremy used to fight at lightweight, so they can at 155. I can see 170.
I can see the 70. I could see the 70.
Let's see. It says 175. Oh wait, no, that just says what weight. I guess the last weight in it. It doesn't say the weight because it says Eddie at 176 and Jeremy at 156. So there's obviously a discrepancy there.
Well, I know
that was their last fights.
2 weeks ago, Jeremy was calling for the Eddie Alvarez fight.
Yes, he was.
And I was like, okay, man, Dave, that's the money fight. He's like, look, I'm looking for the money fights. I feel like he is potentially like another Mike Perry because I think this is his style of fighting.
Absolutely.
and Eddie's born and bred for this as well.
I always say it takes a special something in the fighter to be good at bare knuckle boxing, and you got to have that dog in you. You can't be just the technician because there's too much that's allowed that takes you out of being the technician. So you got to be able the guy that can bite down and just be the dog. Both of these guys are dogs. Jeremy Stevens, he is a savage. He's the heathen. I love, the nickname, but he's a savage. And Eddie has proven himself time and time again. Yeah, he lost to Mike Perry in his second fight in bare knuckle, but man, I'll tell you what, he was putting it on Mike in that first round of that fight, and it was a hard fought battle the whole way through. Eddie, I will watch fight, and the fact that they're doing it in Philadelphia, so smart.
Yeah,
so smart to do it there. And Jeremy's going into hostile territory. He's not going to have a whole bunch of people rooting for him, but that's always good if you can silence that crowd, man. It's saying something. And
Eddie was beating Mike Perry up with the jab.
Oh yeah,
the jab was just peppering Mike Perry. Eddie's got more of a traditional style of boxing. Little Heathen's not going to do that. He's going to fight more like a Mike Perry.
Yeah.
And so Eddie's going to come out, I think, popping the jab, setting up the right hand, but really feinting the doubles and the double jabs. He's going to be touching him to the body as well. But I mean, look for this to be fucking one of the best fights that they've been able to put on. I'm looking forward. Now, don't get me wrong, they've had some action-packed fights, but not with the name level of these two guys. And I think because we know them from MMA, but they've also got the biggest names right now, probably in bare knuckle outside of Mike Perry, which I'm not sure if he's returning or not, or did Connor really fire him?
He was doing that dirty boxing thing. I don't
know why. Why would you go and do something like that?
Sometimes
they paid you to stamp your name on it and you burn the bridge.
Because his manager.
I'd be firing your manager.
He's the one with the promotion of the dirty boxing. So
yeah, I'd be firing your manager right away. Find somebody else who's got more of your interest in heart instead of his own. Scumbag. I don't even know who his manager is, but it just sounds like a total fucking scumbag move. I would have fired him. Anyways, let's this to me though is gonna be an action-packed fight.
This is a great fight.
I love Eddie Alvarez, love Jeremy Stevens, train with Jeremy in
January
San Diego.
January 25th, right, Dave?
Yep, January 25th.
Yeah,
that's
a nice start to the year right there.
Absolutely. All right, what else you got for us, Dave?
All right, before we move on.
Oh, yes. Before we move on, I want you guys all to join us over. We're going to be doing a live show right after this on OnlyFans. Make sure you guys subscribe to us over there. It is free. Still enough time for you guys to join on over there. It is free. Doing our live show over there. We're going to talk about some fights that were announced. We're going to go ahead and have some fun. Take some fan questions as well while we're over there. We normally do about 30 to 45 minutes, somewhere in there, depending on how you guys keep the fan questions flowing. So join us over there, and it is 100% free. We've continued our partnership with OnlyFans. Thank you, guys. We'll be there for a while, hopefully. And we were the first podcast they ever worked with, and we're going to continue this relationship for a long time coming. Also, make sure you guys drink LMNT, the best hydration company in the world right now to us. Anyway. We enjoy their product. You can get them in the cans. You can also get them in the packets and carry them with you anywhere you go. As long as you have a bottle of water, mix it up. You can also mix up with the packets. You can mix up if you want it strong that day, great. If you put the whole pack in, if you want it a little bit,
I can't do that.
You can't do it.
I put the whole pack in every time. My wife does the whole halfer.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, I thought you couldn't do a whole pack, and I was like, oh man, they don't make men like they used to. They started making. So, John literally started laughing out loud right there. So they're coughing on his own laugh.
All good.
And then hey, I want to thank you guys so much for continuing to support us. And hey, make sure you guys join us over at BetUS. BetUS YouTube 150 is the promo code. YouTube 150 for BetUS. What else you got for us, Dave?
Let me read this one off from Alejandro. Super chats. Josh John, do you think Jones' experience will be too much for Tom? Tom is faster, younger, but I think John's training with Gordon Gable is a prob for Tom. Obviously, we just spent about 15 minutes on that, but wanted to make sure I got Alejandro's question in there.
I think the experience will give him some problems, but I also think as the fight goes on and the youth of Aspinall will start to come out. If that fight gets into the third round, I'm going to lean more towards Aspinall. Can you survive?
How many times have you seen Aspinall pass the third round?
Never, John. And there's a reason why. Because he's faster and hits harder than most people.
Okay.
And that's the other thing. Oh, no, this is a good thing that was brought up today. Tom Aspinall did an interview. I can't remember who. Somebody, I think, with the nose. So he did an interview with somebody with the nose. And in that interview,
be nice to Ariel.
Oh, geez, John. I'd said something a long time ago, and I said I'm never going to bring him up again. So I'm not. I'm just calling him the nose.
Okay.
I think he lives.
That's his nickname.
That's his nickname, right?
That's his nickname.
Anyways,
nose, right?
Yeah, I just don't want to. I don't want to start anything or stir any pots, so I just call him the nose. Anyways, bottom line is he said, look, the one benefit that I have over John Jones. John says he likes to watch a lot of tape. There's not a lot of tape on me. because I finished all my fights in under 2 minutes. His longest fight has been 2 minutes and 2 seconds, I think is what it was. 2 minutes and 4 seconds, something like that. That was his longest fight in the UFC. So what footage
In the UFC? Okay.
Yeah, in the UFC.
I was gonna say I don't think so.
Well, what footage are you going to get from that? So he's like, look, what footage, especially recent footage.
Recent footage is what you're talking about.
What are you going to get? John likes to view tape. There's no tape on me that's longer than 2 minutes. What are you going to watch? You going to watch me move and stick and move and then knock dudes out? That's really what it comes down to. He's like, I got years and years of footage of John Jones to learn to pick him apart. But so is everyone else that's fought him.
That's wow. That's really, and definitely not putting Tom down, but it's like a lot of people could have said, I got nothing but tape on John Jones. No one has been able to solve the puzzle.
Okay, this is the thing though, John, is that you're right. No one has been able to, and we both can agree on that. But the thing is though, is that was also footage from before when he wasn't, well, he spent 3 years away, came back, had one fight. Now he's been away for another year and a half, 2 years. Like he's literally been so inactive. And I think even though he looked good against a 42-year-old, I'm not ready to say that he's going to look good against someone like a Tom Aspinall. I'm just not. And look, we're going to, this always happens. The older guy eventually goes, a bunch of fans or people, critics, maybe call me a critic then, is they end up saying, yeah, he's washed. I'm not saying he's washed. I'm saying that the younger generation is closing that gap because of his inactivity is one, and he's gone up in weight. So the fighters are bigger, a little bit more in size. He can wrestle, but what I saw from him in his wrestling department wasn't what I saw when he fought DC 4 years ago or 5 years ago. That's not the same wrestling that I saw the other night against Stipe. The trip was nice though. Got to give him credit for that.
That was really nice.
It was nice. The ground and pound was the nastiest, man. Absolutely spectacular.
I mean, even in the UFC, I remember Andre Arlovsky went 2 rounds with him. Now, when it hit the ground, Andre was kind of done. But I'm just sitting there saying, look, I think Tom Aspinall is fantastic, but don't ever, put out that, there's no footage on me for you to be able. I don't need a lot. I can take a couple fights, see what you do, see what your tendencies are, and that's all it takes.
But John says
all it takes
a lot of footage.
That's okay.
John says he watches when there's not a lot of footage for him to watch. Then what? Does he end up?
You break things down. Come on, how many times have you broken down tape on fights? All the time, right?
Not really.
Oh, come on. I'm not saying you're when you were fighting, but do you do it now? You used to.
Yeah. No, I used to. Yeah.
Okay. Why? Because you can see tendencies. You can see what someone does time and time again.
Well, I did it because I enjoyed.
But you can see when they get stung, what do they do? What's their first go-to motion? All these things. That's what John puts in the bank to say, okay, I know you like to lean to your right. He did it with DC. His study gave him his second DC win, because he knew that DC kind of leans to one side, drops his hand to one side, and he kept kicking down low. And he knows DC takes and starts to try to take that, catch the foot, and all of a sudden he brings it up high. That's called what study and tape will do for you. He's smart.
All right, Alex Alejandro, we answered that question.
I think so.
What else you got for us? All right, here we go.
Yeah, let's hop into this next fight. A nice one here.
Boxing. Tommy Fury versus Darren Till. Man, the trash talkings begin. Darren Till's one.
Oh, it already has.
I love it. He's one of the best trash talkers.
Darren Till already said, he says, I don't know what's going to go on, but if I'm losing, I'm going to kick you in the head.
I'm sure that'll be in the contract. You'll lose all your money.
Did you not see the boxer, the guy that was an MMA fighter, and he kicked the boxer in the head during the fight, got disqualified?
John, did you not see the pickleball guy who got kicked in the head?
Oh, dude, he deserved to get kicked in the head.
But I was like, what the fuck? This is pickleball, man. It's getting rough out here with
pickleball. And he's,
Did you guys not see the Bellator fighter that tried to take Logan Paul?
Did the Bellator fighter what?
The Bellator fighter that tried to take down Logan Paul?
Who was that?
Oh, yeah. Dylan Dennis?
Yeah.
Oh, is that what happened? Oh, that's right. That's right. We don't talk about that guy.
That's why I said the Bellator guy.
Yeah, we don't talk about that. Oh, how the mighty have fallen.
Mighty?
Whatever, John.
The mighty.
He was a good grappler for a bit.
He's he's probably still is a good grappler.
I don't know. I mean, I wonder if he's fitting in some training between his Twitter beats.
I didn't say he's world class now, but
no. What else you got for us? Look, this is a great fight. I'm looking forward to the size of Tommy Fury. I think he's gonna be a little bit bigger than Darren Till.
This is not a good.
It's not a good fight for Darren Till.
Not a good fight for Darren Till.
You know what's funny, man, is that Tommy Fury's living off the Jake Paul win, and he's going to continue to make fights like this.
Tommy Fury is living off of three things. He's living off of the fact that he beat Jake Paul. He's living off the fact that he is kind of like a reality star in the UK.
Always got
he's good looking, right? All that stuff. And his brother is the Gypsy King.
Yeah.
He's got those three things going. That's all he needs. And then he just picks up these fights every now and then with, either misfits or MVP promotions, whatever. And he gets a win and he walks away for a while.
But John, let's be honest. He actually is not bad at boxing.
No, he's not a bad boxer.
We'll talk about like, oh, well, Jake Paul's getting better at boxing. This dude beat Jake Paul.
Yeah.
So like how much better? I mean, he's doing better than people give him credit for. I mean, I couldn't be happier that he beat Jake Paul. I think it's great. I wanted him to fight the other poodle-haired pony guy, his brother, Logan. I like to see that fight too.
Dude, did you hear Logan when fucking Mike Tyson says, "Oh, you're gonna fight Logan next? I gotta kick your ass, mother," or whatever he said.
Kill you or something like that.
Fuck you.
I would love to. Francis Ngannou had wrote a comment saying he'd like to fight both of them at the same time.
Same time or same night?
No, same time. He's like, lock them both in the cage with me. He's like, I'd like to fight both of them. And then Jake had a reply, which is funny because he's supposed to be some sort of investor into the PFL, which we all know that he's not. They just gave him some percentage to say that he is. I think it's kind of funny that after he said that, Jake goes on and goes, "Yeah, maybe John Jones is the better fighter than you." Ooh. Now you've got people that are swapping in your own promotion. Wow. Ooh. Wow. I would love to see Francis Ngannou smash Jake. Anyways, let's carry on. What else you got for us, Dave?
All right.
At least when Francis Ngannou goes to box someone, he takes on the fucking best.
Yes, it's true.
And in their prime.
Here we go. You got Shavkat versus Ian Garry and some sparring footage that was leaked, in quotations, leaked. Like I don't want people to take, John, as well as I know, don't take too much away from this.
This is not hard sparring. This is only movement and touching.
Yep.
Okay, so it's no big deal. See a knee that doesn't land because he makes sure that it doesn't land. Just to touch. Yeah. And what is this sparring supposed to? People are thinking what?
If you read the comments, it is hilarious. Dave, can you read off a couple of the comments? I told you Ian Garry's going to win this fight. He's going to knock him out. He's going to beat him. I'm like, oh my God.
KSI fandom, been saying it. Garry will win. Shavkat isn't as good as he's saying. Garry is better than he gets credit for.
Okay.
No way this is recent, says Mad Max. Oh shit, am I wrong about Shavkat winning?
Oh my God. Off of that sparring session? Jesus. I don't think people are, they're not in Jim's training. Look at that. That is nothing but movement and to get timing down, footwork, and they're both giving each other just a look.
The other thing too, take a look at the ground.
Right there. Take a look at Shavkat, what he just did.
I'm not sticking up for either one. I'm simply saying, take a look at the ground. Have you ever seen any video footage from Kill Cliff? The ground is a sloppy mess.
Yeah, and it's dry as hell.
They're warming up right now.
Yeah,
it's just like touch. Let me get some movement in. We probably did a couple kicking drills beforehand. Now we're getting ready to do some light touch sparring. This is all movement drills. Let me just see what happens.
But I will say, look, Ian Garry's got a good chance of beating Shavkat. I think this is a close fight. Ian Garry's good. Ian Garry is a tough son of a bitch who can fight. So Shavkat obviously has finished every one of his fights. So you got to look and say, he's undefeated and finished everyone. Ian Garry hasn't been able to do that yet. So he's got to be the favorite. I'm going to say he's the favorite in the fight, but I really like Ian Garry, and I think Ian Garry's a hell of a fighter, and he has the ability, especially if he can keep it like what we're seeing here on the feet. I think he's got a really good chance.
Yeah, Shavkat's gonna have to, I think, get in on the distance. You can tell that the movement of Garry is. I'm not giving Shavkat problems, but it's like one guy's bouncing around a lot, and the other one's just kind of stalking.
Yeah.
And so it will make for an interesting fight. I'm glad they were able to get that fight together, and I'm looking forward to seeing it. Dave, what else you got?
Yep, let me read off this one from Tyrion, the super chat from Tyrion Coleman. Does Josh think GSP ducked Robert Whitaker when he vacated his belt?
No, I think GSP literally came in for the double champ status and bounced out. Smart play by him. Understood that I'm not going to hold up the division. He got his money. He saw that Bisping. No knock on Michael Bisping at all, but Bisping to him was an easier stylistically fight.
Stylistically, it was a better fight for him.
Match up for him, and that fight wasn't an easy fight for him.
No, and Bisping was injured.
Yeah, Bisping's not an easy fight for anyone.
Fuck no.
So the fact that look, he decided to fight Michael. I think he thought, look, my wrestling's good enough to keep him down, hold him down, maybe do some damage from the top. He did have success with the takedowns, able to get the submission. But all those things considering, like GSP was also looking a little tired, getting a little winded. And that's always been Michael Bisping's MO, is suppress the pace, put it and make you suffer later on in the fight. He fought, honestly. Not only does he look like me, he's a good-looking son of a bitch, but he kind of had a style that kind of fought like me. A lot of cardio. You got to press
you and Bisping were incredibly similar, except for the wrestling.
Yeah.
No, as far as conditioning, the stand-up, especially the stand-up style you used with your kicks, Bisping used the same thing.
Yeah, he's got a little funny accent, though. I don't know where it's from, but he's awesome, man. Love the guy. If you guys haven't seen our interview with him, go ahead and check it out. We had him on. We had about an hour, I think about a little bit over an hour interview with him. Absolutely amazing interview. So good talk with him. Check that interview out.
He also just had double neck surgery, and he's still not feeling great from it. So, Michael, I hope you're doing well, and I hope you're healing up. So,
what else you got for us, Dave?
All right, let's hop in it. Actually, I want to get this question from Alejandro here before we move on. Josh, there is little footage of John at heavyweight. Thoughts? Oblique kick to Tom's bad knee could be a problem. Stirring the pot. Yeah, sorry. Too small.
Just can't read. Just can't read. It's okay. Scottish education. We get it. You're right. There's not a lot of footage of him at heavyweight. That's true. But John's style hasn't really changed. And the thing is, the one thing that I could say is normally John, like with Cyril Gahn, like normally John, when he was at 205, he would fight guys, John, he would challenge guys to beat them where they were good at. At heavyweight, he seems to be taking a little bit different approach.
Smart.
I agree. It's smart because he knows that in one shot, his lights can be put out.
That's right. At
205, he had the reach and the range to stay away from him. The people that were as tall and long as him didn't have the power like Gus. So, Dominic Reyes had the power. That was probably like the only guy that I said that he fought that was similar in size and was able to probably starch him if he got caught. It just didn't work out that way. But in terms of the heavyweight, I don't think you're going to need a lot of footage. Tom Aspinall is also a different type of heavyweight. He's good off of his back. I'm not saying he has great wrestling. He's got decent wrestling, but he's good off of his back as well as from the top position. He's got fast hands. He does strike with his chin a little high in the air. So when I'm looking at that fight, I think that it's really going to come down to can Tom Aspinall avoid being taken down, and can he avoid John getting to half guard and doing the nasty ground and pound inside the guard. There might be a little bit of a threat from the submissions and the kickback and getting back to his feet, but John's comfortable on his feet as well. John can do everything. That's the one thing that's always like a GSP can do everything. When GSP learned how to wrestle at the level that he learned how to wrestle, it was almost like, fuck, how do I beat this guy?
Game over.
Yeah. I mean, he was training with who's the weird guy who always wears the rash guards. I did a seminar with him one time. Trains with John Danaher. Yeah. Right. John Danaher's been working with GSP for years. Yep. Okay. Once his grappling got on point and his wrestling got on point, it was almost like, I can't beat him up on the feet because he does a little switch jab thing, his little head kick. He's just crushing people on the feet. Now he can take me down. And his elbows were nasty in the guard as well. And he could reach from a long distance. He was tall, long, and lanky for the weight class at the time. He's phenomenal, man. And John Jones has been that since he won the title, since before he won the title. He can do everything. So I don't think John needs a lot. I don't think John needs a lot of footage of him, but it is something that John mentally may need to do to prepare. Look, I don't have a lot of footage on him, especially recent footage. That may interfere with the way he prepares for him. I don't know. John's a professional, though, one of the best in terms of fight IQ, if not the best, and goes in there and gets it done. Phenomenal fighter. Like I said, I consider him outside of the asterisks with the steroids. I consider him the GOAT. In MMA right now. I know that could probably be beat later on down the line because it's still a young sport. I'm not taking away what he's done inside the cage. He deserves all the accolades. I mean, like outside the asterisks, dick pills, whatever you want to call them. It is what it is. You don't have picograms in your body without doing something. So it was there. Anyways, what else you got for us, Dave?
All right, let's do this last serious one, but we'll wrap up on something fun. Dominic Cruz talking about his last fight. He says, "I think I got one last dance. I want one last dance in me. Just go out there and have fun. And when I say fun, I mean fight to the bitter death and see what I have in me." I want to see what you guys think. Should he do it? And does he need to do it? And then what kind of matchups do you want to put him in?
I'm going to tell you, does he need to do it? No. Should he do it? Yeah. Yeah, he can go another one and pick an opponent that is a good opponent for him. Pick someone that means something to him.
Jose Aldo.
No. Cody Garbrandt. Cody Garbrandt had his best fight ever against Dominic Cruz and took his title. So that's one that if you want to get it back, it's not that it's you're not in the position where look, Dominic's older now. And he's tailed off a little. Cody's tailed off a little bit too. He's not as old, but they're in the same kind of realm.
Does Cody
where
take
they're
that
at?
fight though?
I don't know.
Already beat him.
I don't know if Cody takes the fight, but I if I was Dominic, that would be the kind of fight that I would look for my last fight because it would motivate me. I want to get that that win back. I want to get that loss kind of erased in my mind that, I could beat this guy. It just seems like the right fight.
Yeah, I can see that, but I could also see the Jose Aldo fight. If Cody says no, like I've already beat him, like, well, I'm not going backwards. I mean, not that it would be going backwards. I just feel like, what do you got? You got Dom. Where's Dom? Is Dom even in here? No, it might not even be in here because of inactivity.
No,
I don't see him in here. Dominic Cruz. Nope, not in there. So, I mean, look, I'm looking at these. Realistically, it would just be Dominic Cruz. I mean, it would just be Jose Aldo. Like you got Marcus McGee, you got Zahabi, you got Kyler Phillips, you got Jose Aldo, you got Batista, Rob Font, Song Yadong. I mean, John, it gets worse as you go up.
I know. That's why I said.
You know who I would kind of maybe entertain, and no disrespect to Henry Cejudo, but I would entertain that fight.
That's a rematch.
Yeah, but I would entertain that fight.
Again, that's one that makes sense based upon he wants to get it back. That would make sense to me. But I just go off of the Cody Garbrandt one because he lost his title.
Yeah.
In that one.
I mean, it depends on if he wants to go out on a win or if he just wants to go out on like a fan favorite type fight, a Michael Chandler, let me just throw down with no fight IQ. That's never been Dom's.
That's not Dominic Cruz.
That's not the way he fights.
Dominic Cruz fights smart. He fights within himself most of the time.
Yep.
So.
But to answer your guys' question, or to answer that question though, Dave, is I would 100% love to see him fight, but I'd like to see him fight someone like a Jose Aldo. I'd love to see the Cody Garbrandt fight too. That's a good fight to have if Cody will do it. I feel like that's the one win though that Alpha Male has over him, and they should keep it.
They should keep
it. I mean, what else you got for us, Dave?
All right, let's wrap up in this one right here. I got this funny video, Josh, you sent me of Nate Diaz.
It's great.
Swinging on a baseball field. Looks like
he's playing golf, like chipping from the baseball field. He lined it up. It just basically grabs the ball and tosses it. I fucking love it. Totally something you would see.
He pulls out the hand wedge.
Yeah.
And then just I love this. The best is he's like I'm swinging. Yeah. I'll get it close this time. Nah, screw this.
This is great.
I'm just gonna pick it up and throw it.
Can we get some clubs though that actually fit him? Like he's
I know.
bend all the way down.
That's awesome.
But this is why people like him, man. Like this is real. This is exactly who he is. He's a real human being, man. These are things that like he's like, I don't never fucking sport a golf club in my life.
I don't play golf.
I'm not doing this. What am I doing? Let me just do this. And I love the fact that he's on a baseball field doing this.
Yeah, that's
Just something completely different. Yeah, that's great.
someone's out there hitting golf balls.
Yeah. Someone is. That'd be a
Someone
cool
is.
place to do it.
Oh yeah.
Hey guys, hey, we're gonna wrap this up. I want to also thank BetUS. YouTube 150 is the promo code. Make sure you guys hit up BetUS. Use YouTube 150 as our promo code. Go to WayneandMerch.com. Pick up some of our apparel. I'm still working on these guys to get this stuff done. It's driving me crazy. Make sure you guys subscribe to us. Not only subscribe to us, we have a membership dog. We have $4.99 memberships and $1.99 memberships for our YouTube channel. And we've continued our partnership with OnlyFans. So join us over there. We are headed over there right now.
Right now. So come with us.
Podcast Dave, trying not to yawn. I know it's getting late for you over here, buddy. I know. But hey, join us over there on OnlyFans. We are going to do a live segment over there, 30, 40 minutes with our fans. Make sure you guys join us. We'll answer some fan questions. Get with you guys. Thank you guys so much for continuing to support us. And drink LMNT, the hydration drink that's best for you. No sugar whatsoever, unlike the other ones like Liquid IV and all that stuff, have all the other stuff in it, all that sugar and all that other crap. Make sure you guys drink LMNT. Use the link down below. With every purchase, they will give you some free products, some bonus product with every purchase. John, take us away, buddy. And thank you guys so much for joining us for our live Tuesday night lives every Tuesday. Thank you guys. John, take us away.
For everyone out there, hope you enjoyed the show. Come on over to OnlyFans for our next little thing that we're going to do over there. If you have a question, ask it. We will answer it. I hope everyone has a great week, and we will see you.